Well, Morris, guess what? We're back here to talk about the OHL, and we're gonna go London-centric. I'm sure everybody will love that.
Again? No, there's so much going on with this team that you got to sort of be London-centric a little bit, but it's also going to affect a lot of the other teams because, you know, the way London's playing right now, people are looking over their shoulders. Whether they can sustain that or not is another thing altogether. But they have a bunch of things happening with them. Go ahead, since you know all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start. Brandon Press, that practices here, helping out with skills development. Spoke to the media about it. Looks like he's hung them up on his playing career and going to help his old junior hockey team. What do you think? You've known Brandon for a long time?
I've known Brandon for a long time, and I can tell you, if there's anybody that can tell hockey players how to be successful, it's Brandon Frost. Here's a guy who, you know, had trouble making his minor hockey league team, was never drafted, walked on to the Knights practically and made the team. Wasn't drafted his first year in the NHL. He was drafted as a late draft. Had to make every team he's ever played for. All he's done is made every team on guts and the ability to work as hard as he can. The skill he has, he certainly maximized that skill to be where he is. And I can tell you, there's a lot of teams that can learn from a guy like that. And, you know, if the Knights had one or two players like Brandon Press, they would be a better hockey team. That's not to say they're not good, but there's a guy who really can lift the team up when they're down, and that does all the dirty mucking. That's what teams need to do. You know, he can fight for a puck in the corner. Not that many people fight anymore, but he can do that if he has to. And I think he can instill some of that philosophy with this hockey club.
Yeah, and I think we're starting to see it around the league. Dennis Weidman in Kitchener. Adam Dennis, the former Knights goalie, Memorial Cup winner, he's in North Bay helping Stan Butler. It's really great to see. You know, these guys, when they're here for 3 or 4 years, they take what's given to them. Now they're starting to give back. There might be paychecks involved, but they're still giving back their knowledge. And I think that's what the OHL's wanted for a long time. Now let's shift gears. Dale Hunter going Friday night against Oshawa, going for win number 700 in his career. You know, two other guys have done it. Brian Killeray and Bert Templeton. They both coached a lot longer than Dale Hunter has. 700 winning percentage. You've known Dale for a long time. What can you say about him?
Well, you know what's funny about Dale is I would never have thought he'd still be coaching. I thought, you know, seriously, not obviously because he could coach. I just thought after a while, you know, he'd have some other interests, or maybe would be more permanent as an NHL guy. He tried the NHL, decided he probably didn't like it, and came back. And, you know, I just think it's a lot of years for him to be coaching. To put up this kind of success when a team historically did not have great success, it's phenomenal, you know. And there's been a push to get him, you know, to get him a better gig somewhere in terms of, you know, maybe a national junior team gig. But you know Dale doesn't care where he coaches. He loves coaching here. He doesn't care if he gets the accolades. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. What he cares about is coaching his hockey team. And I think in the long run, that's why he's still here. He still enjoys coaching. He enjoys the camaraderie. He loves teaching the kids. And now he's a senior citizen. I mean, I didn't think I'd ever say that about Dale Hunter being a senior citizen in the coaching ranks.
Are you a senior citizen?
Yes. I go to Kohl's and I get the 60-year-old discount.
Free coffee at Tim Hortons?
Free. Do you get free at
McDonald's?
I don't like to tell anybody that, but I probably will.
Well, yeah, I mean, Dale keeps it going, and you know, I do want to see him in the World Juniors. I want to see. I think he's one of the best coaches in junior hockey, and I do like to see. I'd like to see Hockey Canada give him that opportunity. They're gonna have to ask him, and I hope they ask him one day, because I'd like to say I've been to World Juniors. You've been to World Juniors. You see what the other countries are putting out there for coaches. It'd be nice to see what Dale Hunter could do against.
I think it's interesting because I don't think Dale would ever ask. I think he'd like a crack at it. I don't think he's going to ask. I think they have to go to him, and I think that might be the stumbling block a little bit. But I can certainly tell you, there's one thing that Dale Hunter, a lot of people don't know Dale Hunter. They look at him as the kind of hockey player he was. He's a very innovative coach. He goes out and he does different things that people don't do. And I don't know why people are surprised about that, probably because of his reputation of being one of the old tough guy coaches. But he's a very innovative coach, and I think he can bring something to the international scene. So, you know, maybe he'll get a crack, maybe he won't, but he's not going to go begging for one because, frankly, he doesn't need it.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, World Junior time coming up. These guys are going to start going to camp. Teams like the Knights are actually going to get hit hard. They're going to lose 4 or 5 of their top guys, perhaps.
You think they're going to lose 4 or 5?
Well, I think so. And I mean, the question always stands out there with Victor Mete in Montreal. That's ongoing. Every day we're checking his ice time to see. You know, Bob McKenzie talking about him the other day. There's blogs. They don't kill trees to write blogs anymore, but there's a lot of discussion about him right now in his minutes. And
so let's lay it out on the table right here. If Victor Mete makes the World Junior team, he'll be back in London.
Well, I think that's the normal cause of what happens.
That wasn't a brilliant observation on my part?
No, I think that's usually what happens. If an NHL team is going to send you to the World Juniors, I mean, there's the odd chance that doesn't happen, but it's a good percentage that they're going back to junior.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to happen. The way Cliff Poo is skating,
very good month.
Very good month. You know, like they're going to have a close look at him. If he has a good camp, who knows what's going to happen. So
Robert Thomas on the team,
a lot of people think he's a shoo-in.
Yeah.
You know, but I've seen shoo-ins before not make it, so he's going to have to, but the way he's playing and the way international hockey would suit him with the skating and the puck handling, I think he's a shoo-in as well. So you may have 2 guys for sure, maybe, and then depending on what happens to Mete, but the Knights don't have him anyway. So.
Yeah, and around the league, I like to see Michael DiPietro and Windsor be on the team.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of Western League goalies, and I think everybody should look out for. In Ontario, we've kind of ignored this, but it's starting to become an issue. How many each league sends to the World Juniors on Hockey Canada, and our numbers have been down lately here in the OHL. Will they have more than the Quebec League? This is always an issue in Quebec. How many guys are we sending? 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if the OHL will send 6 or 7. Is pretty healthy. If more.
And the other issue though is you got to look at the university players as well.
Yeah,
right. There's more university players who are going to be in the mix as well. And if you take a look at the selection camp, man, there's a lot of Western players on the selection camp.
There is, yes.
Yeah, I think it's time for goaltending, especially to pick Western goalies, French teams from the French league, the Quebec League.
The Quebec League, yeah.
They pick those guys consistently, and the goaltending has not been particularly good. So we'll see where that direction that goes.
Yeah, they got beat by a OHL goalie last year, Tyler Parsons.
We have to go now because people would be bored.
Are they still with us? Anyway, for Post Media Network, I'm Ryan Payette.
And I'm Boris Delacosta.
See you at the rink.